means it's going to be sunny.
I'm sure she means what
Now,
she
this
said.
is a clue. The Le Mans 24-hour race takes place this weekend. It is the world's oldest sports car endurance test. And, you know, in the late 1920s, it was dominated by one car, and that was the Bentley.
Very British. Behind the wheel was one of England's most successful road racers and two-time Le Mans winner, Sir Henry Tim Birkin from Nottingham. John Holmes has his story.
Tim Birkin was a Bentley boy, using the family's lace manufacturing fortune to travel the world and live the life of a glamorous 1920s racing hero. His love of speed and daring exploits were the stuff of schoolboy heroes, always dapper in his trademark silk neckerchief flapping in the wind as he tore around Brooklands, the Nürburgring or Le Mans.
And it was alongside this modern racetrack known as the A52 that the legend began. Tim lived down this drive at Ruddington Grange. As a lad, Tim liked tinkering in the garage, and when he was 16, his uncle challenged him to build a car that could travel the whole length of this drive under its own power, and he did it. He pocketed the wager, and a lifetime's passion for sports cars had begun.
The Bentley boys were on top of the world, and by the end of the 1920s, dominated the Le Mans, winning it on 4 consecutive occasions. But Tim wasn't satisfied. He raced not just for the thrill, but to improve the world standing of the British car industry. He insisted that to win future races against the likes of Mercedes, he needed a souped-up engine. The BBC made a drama about it in their series Heroes and Villains, called Full Throttle, with Rowan Atkinson starring as Birkin and Gavin Richards as W.O. Bentley.
You've seen the power of the supercharged Mercedes.
Oh, here we go again.
And there'll be others. They'll tear ahead and we'll be left behind. We have to move with the times.
So, using his family fortune, he went it alone and developed the Bentley Blower.
And this is it, the number 2 blower that Tim Birkin drove in the 1930 Le Mans. He had to take on the Mercedes, and he did it, despite losing the rear wheel. Do you know, I cannot tell you how privileged I feel just to touch this.
But what does a blower do?
It's a means of getting more volume of air and gas into the engine. When the valves open, it is forced in by the supercharger, which is a massive blower. It makes the car go much, much faster. It was a good chase car because Bentley would send a supercharger car out and the other cars would try and catch it or keep with it, and they normally blew up, which gave the other Bentleys a better chance of winning.
His last race was in Tripoli without his beloved Bentley. After the race, he tragically burned his arm on the car's exhaust system, developed septicemia and died within the month. The money from his family lace empire was spent long ago, and he was utterly penniless.